Hi, I'm Cobie Smulders, and you're watching BuddyTV. Sarah, I don't know if you get to meet her today, but she's like one of the coolest chicks I've ever met. I don't want to say it's that she's Canadian, but it probably has a lot to do with it. Because Canadian girls are pretty good news. But Sarah it was amazing because the first day that she was on set, it was like she'd been there for a very long time. Like there was no sort of transition like, hey, so where are you from? What are you doing? How's life? What's your story? Like it was just sort of like she was already very integrated with our group. And I've loved having her around. She's a ball, and she's really talented. And I think that her and Josh work really well together on the show too. Oh God! Don't put that kind of pressure on me. Right. This is Canada. Oh God! I hope it. You know, it's funny because to me, Canada and the States, other than, you know, legislature and government and stuff, and a lot of other things, it's very similar. Maybe it's just where I grew up. I grew up literally on the border, so there was a lot of back and forth, and we were right on the border to Seattle, so it's like you're on the border to an urban city, not like, you know, middle America. So to me there are still a lot of similarities, but then they're pointed out to me how many differences there are through the show, mainly by making fun of Canadians, like, oh, this is funny how they talk and how they say this, and you know, but it's, I don't consider myself an ambassador because that's just crazy, because I just can't have that kind of responsibility, but I hope that people watch the show, and like especially Canadians, like sometimes I get nervous that like we're insulting them, or like that they're offended, but then I remember that Canadians, like the one thing that I love about growing up is like they don't take anything that personally. Well, you know, it's interesting because I think they've sort of Barney's at the beginning of the 4th season, and even up until now, has been playing that he still has feelings for Robin, that he's in love with her, or that he may be in love with her, and I think the route she's taken is just to avoid the whole thing and just to kind of pretend like it never happened. I mean, it's such a dramatic thing to have slept with your ex-boyfriend's really good friend, so I think that her tactic is just to sort of avoid it and not talk about it and have it be something in the past and move on. And I don't know if they're gonna get back together, but in this wedding episode, actually, there is a vulnerable moment with Robin and Barney, so it's sort of revisited a little bit. I actually don't know how that's gonna happen. I'm guessing from what happens from these next 2 episodes that things get switched up. Robin has moved to Japan for a job, and now she's coming back. And I'm assuming we didn't touch on it at all, but assuming that she gave up her apartment when she moved to Japan, so she's sort of homeless. And Marshall and Lily are moving out of their apartment, and so Ted needs a roommate. And I think that's as easy as it's going to be. But we haven't really touched upon it. I think it'll be, you know, a rarity. Like, I don't think it'll be like a 4-episode arc where we're like back in the 80s or anything. But I think that I think we're going to touch upon it. I don't know how we're going to do it, but the writers have told me like they figured out a way. They figured out a way to get another video. Whether that actually happens, I don't know. But it's been my favorite thing to do on the show, and to be able to like get in a recording studio and like lay down a track, which is something like I would never do, is just really fun and kind of out of the box for me. So I hope we do more. I would love that.